today I have my girls. I have, of course, Tosh. Say hey, girl. And then I have my girl, Ziggy.
Hey.
So, as you guys already been seeing on social media, we added Ziggy on as an official permanent co-host. Bump every fourth Wednesday. We love her and we want her on every week with us. Yes, instead of yes, I love having you on the show.
Yeah. Really, we're building like a serious like sisterhood.
Yeah, like
it's awesome.
Yes, I'm super excited about having you on the show, and I'm excited about the direction that we're going. I'm sorry guys, I know Tasha said I talk too much, but just a real quick mushy moment. These two ladies have saved the traveling pants. I mean, I was like so close to just like no, but before Ziggy came on, Tasha kept pushing me like, no girl, we gotta keep going, don't do it. And then, you know, Ziggy came on and the passion is back. As you can see, I've been posting like crazy, but the passion is back. So tonight we are going to talk about, I just feel like it's fitting, we're going to talk about why women degrade each other. Yes, I feel like that's super fitting. What's your opinion on that? Like,
well, first and foremost, I want to say, everybody needs to go follow R.C. Blakes. He's a pastor.
Okay.
And if anybody knows me, they know that I'm not very religious. But there are some things that, from a religious standpoint, I get and understand, and I do see how they would be beneficial to apply to your life. And he is amazing with giving women just tips and feedback on how men are. But one thing he says that a queen woman never does, a woman of power never does this. She never degrades another woman.
Absolutely.
She never talks bad about another woman, and I get that. And when you are happy internally, you don't even want to talk bad about her.
Right.
You want to see her win.
Lift her up. Yeah, lift her up. Like I think you had talked about, I don't know if it's something I read or if you said something about it where, you did say like sometimes you'll see a girl and they driving and they looking like, you know, and you like, what are you looking at? But you really looking and saying like, yo, I like your earrings. You know what I'm saying?
But then she takes it offensively because she's insecure.
Right. She feel like, well, what's she looking at? Like, what you mean? We have to support and uplift each other.
Right.
You know, like this right here is like sisterhood. We are three beautiful black women and we're out here trying to win together. There's no hate, there's no uncomfortableness, there's no on the side eye like Tasha thinks she the shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We think Tasha's the shit.
Right.
Like, you know, like, she don't get a chance to
right. You know, we think like we the shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Tasha,
it's supposed to be to motivate each other. Well, me, of course, you know, I would talk about because I have to be real and say I've been in that situation where I've actually downgraded another woman, or we all have another woman. I actually have, and I think in the past, as you grow, you get older, you tend to see, you know, as, you know, the things that we go through as women, the things that we have to, you know, file things for. See what I'm saying? That's real.
Good.
But, you know, as we get older, we grow, we see the things that we go through, and the strength that we need to maintain. And you know, now looking at another woman, you look at them differently. Like, you don't know what their situation is. But I used to have a real big issue, and some people say, oh, now she think you bougie or whatever. I'm not bougie. It's just that at one point I would hate to see like my own people, like women, black women especially, and when they're like super duper, what I would say ghetto. You know, you go in the store and I'm like already thinking, because it's like already I know that people look at us a certain way and expect us to be a certain way. So I go in the store and then you have a girl come in and it's like, you know what I mean? Like, Taisha, what we doing? And my mom thinking, here we go, they loud and this and they ghetto.
Look bad.
You know, making me look bad. I'm not even that type of person. You know, we going in the store in the mall. For example, you know, I'm going in Tiffany's or Gucci or whatever. Here it is, they're already looking at you like, why are they in the store? You know, they don't buy nothing.
Right.
So here I come with my little wannabe bougie self, you know, like, hey, yes, self. And then here they go, yeah, girl, you know what I'm saying? But I used to look at it like, why are they even in here? I would judge the same way the other person judges, not knowing that it doesn't matter if I talk different or sound different. I'm still a part of them as well. But now I kind of look at, and I've grown to the point now when I look at other women, and I say to myself, sometimes I actually feel bad or sorry, and you kind of want to help mentor or try to push them to be different, because you know what I mean?
Great.
Right, and you just don't know their story. You just don't know what's going on with them just because they sound different or talk different or present themselves differently. You don't know who they are as a person on the inside or what they've been through, and they may have more strength than you. You know what I mean? So I kind of look at it now when I do see other women in that status, and I'm still growing. Sometimes you do see something just out of order, but I look at some women, and I know you see something that's out of order.
Yes, absolutely.
They just can't be helped. They just can't help them. You know what I'm saying? But there's other ones when I do see them, I'm like, okay, you know, let me uplift them, let me hold the door, let me do something nice so they can see that we all here for each other. Right, you know, and sometimes I'll just compliment them. I love complimenting women, like, you know, I like your shoes, or I like your hair, or whatever. But there's times I still have. Okay, I'm gonna tell a little story. I told Tasha she talked too much, but I'm just telling my story.
She always tells me I talk too much. I really don't.
So I was at, work the other day. There's a lady that I always see, and I think she holds a high position, whatever. And I don't have anything against her as far as her position or anything. There's nothing that bothers me. It's just that every time I see her, she was out one day, and I was like, oh, whose office, whatever, mentioning something to one of my friends. And then my coworker said, oh yeah, the pretty girl with the long hair. And then in my mind, I'm like, no, she's not really pretty. And then my coworker was like, but that's not nice to say. And I'm like, well, because she was giving me a description, like, well, there's a pretty girl with the long hair. I'm like, okay, her hair's not that long. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's not that long. She's like, well, that's not really nice to say, Tasha. And it really hit me. It hit me here, y'all, because I was like, you know what? I lost it for a minute. I found myself degrading her. Not that I was trying to. It's just that in my mind, it's not. Right. And it was crazy. Every time I see a girl now, my heart. Let me tell you, my conscience just kills me because I'm like, wow, I don't even know her like that.
You trying to make her
right? I feel bad because I'm just like, and I'm like, I said, you know what? Every woman is beautiful in their own way. Not that we're not entitled to our opinions, but every woman is beautiful in their own way. You know what I'm saying? I might be ugly to somebody. You might be ugly. You might be ugly. But for us, we think
shit.
Exactly. So but I felt bad because I seen her a couple days later. I'm like, dang, she's actually pretty without the lashes and all this stuff. She was really pretty. I looked at her and her demeanor. And it just hit me because I'm like, there you go, So we're all growing. I had to just tell you that story
but demeanor is actually everything.
Oh yeah.
Demeanor, like the way you carry, you could be what other people or other women might say, yo, she ugly. Mm-hmm. But the way you carry yourself,
oh my God,
is really what it is.
Right.
The way you carry yourself is really where it be. You can be.
I agree.
Godzilla. What's the gorilla name?
Godzilla
out the
No, that's the dang dinosaur thing.
Godzilla the dinosaur?
You're talking about King Kong.
King Kong, yes.
Or Godzilla.
We get the names wrong.
Who's getting the names
You
wrong?
think. But you could be King Kong out here, but if you walk through like you demand.
Can't tell you.
You demand that attention. And before recording, sometimes we're having a podcast or a platform, you are vulnerable or you express vulnerable situations. But prior to recording, I had told Ziggy, I was telling her and I was talking to my best friend last night, and I was like, it was one point in my life that I would never put myself in a space with two other beautiful women, because I didn't feel like I was beautiful enough. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So for me to say I'm going to be on a podcast recording, I would have always felt like I'm in the background and everybody's standing out. But being single has helped me a lot. This has been the first time I've been single this long in my life. I mean, of course, I've met people who have little situations, but I'm talking about long term. And this has been so therapeutic for me. I have learned so much about myself. Like, it's it's ridiculous
That's
how
what
much I've
you're seeing
learned.
for.
Yeah, like I've learned so much, but I would have never put myself in this space. But now I feel like, yo, we are three beautiful ass women, and we just ready to just take on the world. So I mean, we just need to not, stop. And it's
The
a
competition
habit.
is unnecessary.
Right. It's a habit. It's unnecessary.
We're running the same race.
And that's what we can learn from each other too, different things.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody is like you said, everybody's different and beautiful in their own way. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things. I'm like, oh my God, Ziggy, you know what I'm saying? But Ziggy's body is off the chain. Like
Amazing.
Her body, amazing. Her eyes, her nose. You know what I'm saying?
Girl. You know what? Somebody on my Facebook had commented on our picture, and he was like, it's hard to believe that all three of y'all so beautiful that y'all single. He's like, you guys should make that a topic or whatever, so we should look into that.
But go by looks.
it doesn't. I was just telling my coworkers,
even though we all are real people,
yeah.
people. But like I was saying, Ziggy, she fly. I love how much stuff on her. I love her in general anyway. But she has her things that makes her just stand out like who she is. Tasha, oh my God. Let me tell you something. Skin honey, chocolate honey, chocolate.
Milk chocolate.
Yeah. Hair on point. I can't even get I'll be jealous of the hair, honey. I'll be jealous.
Me too, and I don't know how to do like her like that.
You know what I mean? The hair thing, I just love her.
I be trying. This is a part of my self-care regimen.
Listen, she don't even understand how beautiful she is, honey. The milk chocolate,
I
the
agree.
whole snicker.
Neither of us. I had looked at both of you guys at separate times, just like we'll be having a conversation, or you and I will be having a conversation completely separate, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, she is so pretty.
Yeah.
And I never say it because I don't want to interrupt
The conversation.
Yeah,
Right.
and then I forget by the time the conversation is over. But and I feel like maybe I should have just interrupted and said that because those things matter.
It matters. And I do it all the time. When I see women out, I be like, oh my God, you're so pretty. Or I love your shoes. And they be looking at me like, oh, thank you. I see them
Because they're not real comfortable with. They don't understand. Yeah.
That's the whole point.
That's
Why do we do
Right.
Why do we degrade? I think it's competition thing.
Yeah, it's competition.
It's psychological.
Yes.
Here I go with mine.
Yeah, it is psychological. It is.
Well, and you guys know that I'm studying to be a psychiatrist, so I read a lot of books, and I read a lot of articles, and I look at a lot of different statistics done by government entities that in numbers matter. Like a lot of things are proven with numbers. So like statistics matter. So like everything is psychological. We have been programmed psychologically to believe we are ugly, to believe we are nothing, to believe your lips are too big, or to believe just everything that we feel about each other. We believe it about ourselves.
Right.
So it's hard for us to believe that someone else can think anything else of us. So when you look at me and you're just staring, if I didn't know you, I would think that you had some sort of a problem with me, or you were thinking something negative of me, because that is what I think of myself, because that is what I have been programmed to think.
Right.
And it's gonna have to be a whole nother episode, but just a little glimpse. The people who have kind of founded our country, government officials, and like the richest people who run the country, they're all white, of course, but the most famous doctors, politicians, presidents, people like that who ran the world, they didn't consider black people human beings because of the color of our skin. So that's why slavery existed. That's why so many different experiments were done against our will, and they hurt and harmed us. That's why they killed and took our children and our men. And that's why right now today the African American family is falling apart.
Because it's all systematic.
We're living in poverty. There is no wealth being built for generations after us, so we'll stay in poverty. There is no real education being enforced. There's no alliance in the household with the mother and the father. The father is usually outside the household because him and the mother put everything else before
The household.
their alliance, and everything else is to come underneath that. And that is how they work. I've seen it for myself.
Right.
But that's a whole other.
But I mean, it's still information.
But numbers don't lie.
Yeah. I mean, and it's also, and I always bring this up ever since I learned about it. It's also the Willie Lynch letter. I don't know if you guys read the Willie Lynch letter, but from back in slavery, they put us against each other. Mm-hmm. You know, light-skinned women against dark-skinned women, older men against younger men. You know what I'm saying? Like they made us compete against each other. The younger men are stronger.
For a better life.
Right. So you're more beautiful. So the light-skinned women, they work inside the homes. They have their slaves, but they're more groomed and get better opportunities, while the darker-skinned slaves are like out manning the field. And from then, they pushed it in our heads that, you know, we have to always feel like we're competing against each other. And I've said this before and I'll say it a million times, like if we can all, men and women, just realize how strong we are as a people, as a race, and just kind of come together and work together, we can take over the world.
And they know that.
Right, and that's why
they put it in our heads
that
and not only that, they do it systematically. So through bank accounts, through owning homes, all those things that they're able to do at better interest rates, so it makes them wealthier and better off. We cannot do those things. It's marginalization. They have made it so that anything that we try to do is going to fail. Unless we have wealth, and we are not building wealth because we're buying Gucci shoes and we're buying this and we're buying that, and we care too much about the stuff that they don't care about, then making sure this money is there.
Because when we get rich, the first thing we do is buy this, buy that.
Insurance, life insurance is a necessity. That is passing down wealth directly to your children when you die, because you will die. Right. That is the only thing that is promised. And for a long time, African Americans could not purchase insurance policies to ensure that we would stay poor upon death. Now that we can, we just don't, because we're financially we're set back.
Yeah.
So that is one way to directly pass down wealth. It's just so it's a lot.
Basically, long story short,
it's a lot.
We've been taught to hate one another, hate each other, and so women, I think and just to bring it back to that, it's like I think with us, number one, just jump to the men. It's like it's like what 20 to
compete with these men
now. Yeah, exactly. So it's like now on top of us already degrading each other and looking at each other as, you know what I mean. Now we have to fight for that spot, at number one spot. So I think, you know, competition is right
with the majority, because that's what they're being taught in the household also. But we've gone wrong. When we do have a man, we need to adore him. That's what he needs to feel from us. Adoration and appreciation.
Why I got the chills when you said we need to adore him? I got the chills when you said that. I don't know why.
We don't value. He doesn't value us, but he needs to feel adored, and that will, when he goes outside in the world, he's gonna do whatever he can to bring everything back home. Adore him. Make him feel like he is everything. That's where we are going wrong, and so are they. But we can only control us.
Right.
But we hate them too. We've been taught to hate each other.
Right. So instead of just encourage the next woman, so it's like you see the next girl, you looking at her like, wow, she got those shoes on, and then oh my God, we be just hating bad, because you know we can get on social media, scroll, well she ain't that cute anyway.
Right.
Look at that hairdo, it ain't all that, and I look like it's leaning a little bit to the left. It's just a little bit, but
you find any little thing,
you know, like
she ain't her fingernail polish,
right? Yeah, uplift. I need everybody just one time a day and just
find something good to
find any other woman you walking past and just be like, you know what, I love
this,
your curls and your hair, whatever, just anything, just, you know what I mean. And I think if we start doing that, like you were saying, Ziggy, like how we've been taught to hate one another. If we start giving, and this may be off topic, not even women, but men as well. Like if you just give a compliment, one compliment, yo, I like blah blah blah, or you know that look good, or how much do you got that blah blah blah. I guarantee you, it'll make somebody go home and think about it really, because you can pass that love on. Exactly. I've been taught in the work world, there's 2 P's. You can plan to either purify or you can, what do you call it? Purify or pollute somebody's day, right? Mm-hmm. So basically, take that love, so if somebody comes with the hate, you give back the love and they'll pass the love on. Mm-hmm. I think that's what we need to do.
Just learn to love each other.
Right, just love to learn each other and, uplift each other. Yeah. You go to these job interviews, God help you if a woman interviews you. OMG, if a woman interviews you,
like me from the one time.
You're not getting, in your mind, you're like, I'm not getting this job. You just might not, because in their mind, you're a competition. Start a new workplace. You got 4 other women that's been they've been doing it in the office. Now here you come. You better not be a little classy than them, because then it's a problem. Mm-hmm. It's a problem, and they want to get you fired, and you're doing something wrong.
That's why attitude is everything.
Yeah,
I have been in so many situations where when you go into something with that mind frame, you're definitely going to make that outcome that way. Mm-hmm. I always find a way to connect with you. So in those positions, I always find a way to connect. Okay, me too. Because I'm coming in with humility.
Yeah.
I don't care if she thinks I'm classy to her. I'm gonna make sure she knows that I don't feel that way.
Right, absolutely.
I'm
like that too.
Down to earth, friendly, smiling face. I usually never have those problems.
And I would say that about Ziggy too. Well, actually, that's probably we bond so well, because all of us are pretty much like
we are like
so like me and you had a bond since me and Tasha we go back
because of a man. We've never. It's gonna be 2 years,
right?
And we've never had an argument.
No,
not one. I mean, right? It might happen one day, but we've never had a disagreement. And I think what it is that for me, Tasha is so like. Just so it's like you even
and people think that I'm really like a lot of people think I'm really bougie. No, like I may come across as that, but I'm one of those people like when I go into the new office or anywhere out in public, I'm like, hey, how you doing? People be looking at me like, but
it's not even about being like, hi, how you doing? It's more so like the way you take things. Like if I would say something to somebody, they might take it like, she tried to come for me. But you, like even today when you say you forgot the mugs, so we got mugs and she forgot the mugs. So I'm saying like, dang Tasha, you so worthless. And instead of getting mad, she's like, yeah man, I'm worthless. And she's laughing like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you have no choice to be like, okay.
Right. But I was joking with her too, but the fact that somebody else took it like, damn, all I did was forget the mugs. Like, they would have got an attitude, but instead of getting an attitude, she always like just bubbly with it. Yeah, man, I'm just worthless. Oh my God, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, dang, Tasha, like, okay.
But it's more like, I just take the love out of everything. And I'm like, what is this love? And
I met Ziggy. I don't know why the first time I was so like intimidated with Ziggy for whatever reason. I'm like,
you know what? James said it. James was like, I feel like when he watched the episode, he was like, I feel like Tasha
was intimidated.
Intimidated.
But we I don't know. I just felt intimidated the first time, and then once I got to know her, I'm like, oh my God, Ziggy is like me.
That's why when we discussed when you brought up coming on as a permanent, in my heart, honestly, it's crazy how it's full circle, because when you came on the first episode, I was like, damn, I really want her to come on as a permanent, but I never said that.
You made a long time ago?
Yeah, when you first, I just spoke it to myself like, I'm just mad. Yeah, and then
attitudes and
right. But then I was like, I don't think Tasha would like that, because I could tell that, and then when you came on the second time and you brought it up like, whatever, I was like, that's why I was like, well, when Tasha gonna talk about it? Because I was like, I don't know if Tasha, and then you came in real quick with maybe if we try like a 1 week thing every week, whatever. So I didn't know how you felt. So
I was down in the way. It didn't matter to me, because once we got into the second show, I was like, no, her vibe. Like, we all have different personalities, right? So we need her vibe. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like we match. Right. But if it was somebody like, I would be like, I don't know, Tasha. I don't know what's going on. But when she came in, I was like, nah, our vibe is
pure.
Pure. It's pure. No hate. No, just all
we only text each other.
Right. And then
we have a whole podcast
through the phone,
like whole show. Like I don't got work to do. They
lunch bag, because I sit like right when you walk in the door. I got this big old lunch bag and then my phone on the side where I be over there tearing it up.
It's just going, but it's all love. You know what I'm saying? I think that we all just need to, instead of being so standoffish or, you know, thinking in our heads what we want to think, get to know somebody. Get to share one thing from yourself. You share one thing from yourself. Get to learn something about it, because you never know what that thing they may have as value to you. You know what I mean? To help you grow or be even a better person. I don't know why we degrade each other, but I mean, if you guys have any comments or questions or whatever,
yes, let us know. Like, what is it? I think the main reason why we degrade each other is because, like you mentioned earlier, men. Like, we always trying to compete for that attention, and if you like a guy and then Ziggy like him, but he go for Ziggy.
It don't compete against men though. We compete against each other. Yeah. Because I know, but I think that you dress up when you look good. You know, it's not for other men. It's for other women. Right. That's competing against each other. You go to the club, you see women dressing in the club. They're not dressing in the club for men. They're dressing in the club to look who's better. Right. Tell me the baddest thing in there. I'm not the bad one. I can't do that. But you like, I'm the baddest thing in there.
You know what I feel like is the most important thing of not feeling like you have to compete? Love yourself.
If you love yourself,
and that's where it goes back to what I was saying. When I found the time to love myself, that's where I now feel like I don't have to compete with Tasha. I don't have to compete with Ziggy. Like, we're equal. Like, we're beautiful women. There's no competition. I learned to love myself, and with that, I found my power. You know what I'm saying? And this right here, it creates, you know, it's that true love.
And it's proof.
Look at my kid. Anyway, you know, how we gonna love each other? That before we
yourself.
Yes, we do. We definitely have to love ourselves. And speaking of loving yourself, before we end, I promised you guys that I was gonna throw in the last at the end of our segment of our show that I'll be throwing in my weight loss journey. Okay, I know, like I told y'all, you know, I look like a little snack, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm eating too many snacks. So the thing is, basically, what, you know, I'm going to be doing is I need y'all to hold me accountable. Because I'm not consistent with anything, and this is the way for me to be consistent. And so, you know, right now, and I'm not scared to let y'all know my weight, y'all. So I started out at 202 pounds. Okay, right now I am 195. I've been doing the veggie diet. I went vegetarian. I'm not vegan. I went vegetarian because y'all know, you know, that's something different. I went vegetarian, so I've been eating a lot of vegetables and fruits, trying to stay away from too many carbs and sweets. So I'm just trying to see what that will do for my body. And then I'll go on to the next thing. Not an expert, but, you know, y'all just follow me as I go on this little journey, and you know what I'm saying.
And what you can do is your journey. You can document it in the story and on the Traveling Pants page, so people can keep up with it. So you can do that, and I feel like if we find a journey, that we want to share, because I want people to be, you know us, right? You know, I want them to be able to, like, oh yeah, that's my girl Ziggy, have their favorite, like, oh, when we start traveling, when we start going on tour, you know, be like, oh, I'm here for Ziggy, I'm out here to come see Ziggy, and then, you know, everybody gonna have their favorite. So I want everybody to kind of like have their, you know,
journey.
Journey. So
we have our own journey.
Yours is your weight loss.
I'm actually weight gain. So yeah.
Oh,
and what would your journey be?
She don't know yet, y'all.
Husband game.
All right. We're all trying to get one child. So let us know what y'all feel. Give us y'all opinions about why women degrade each other, and like, we just need to stop. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up again. Welcome my girl Ziggy to the crew. Get used to us. I know. I'm so happy to have you.
I love it.
And just get used to us, because we gonna come out banging.
Yes.
Every week as a single mom. So thanks for listening, and we out. Bye.